This week, my son turned 18. In the eyes of the state, he became an adult the day that happened and became solely responsible for himself and all his own decisions. I've been working frantically all week to undo that automatic action. My son has a genetic condition called Wolff-Hirschhorn syndrome. This delays and restrains his physical and psychological growth. His muscular strength is weak for his age and size. He still enjoys and engages with children's shows. Despite our best efforts, he is only able to read a few dozen sight words and can't sound out anything. His reaction time is slow. While he can count to 20, he can't accurately count 5 items. He is in no way ready to take control of his own finances, living arrangements, or social life. I love my son and want the best for him. The best thing for him is to remain my child. In stark contrast, Alexander the Great took command of a Macedonian army at 16 and quelled a rebellion against his father King Philip, while the king was away on a different campaign. At 20, Alexander took the throne upon his father's death. I've never understood the idea of an age of majority. People age at different rates. That everyone should be ready to take command of their own life exactly 6,575 days after their birth, and that almost no one could possibly be ready 6,570 days after their birth seems altogether contrary to the available data about humans. To me, it has always seemed more logical to put people to the test. Can they do math well enough to balance a checkbook? Can they read and write well enough to do their taxes? Do they resist temptation well enough to not get into trouble? Can they recognize true and false claims in an advertisement well enough not to fall victim to scams? A very few may gain these strengths at 16. An unfortunately large number fail to gain these abilities by the time they're 30. I understand some of the complexity of doing things this way. Maturity, self-control, and wisdom are difficult to measure. You can't just sit someone in a room and ask them questions to assess these things. It takes really getting into their lives to learn these things. That makes the best people to evaluate this the parents or close family of the person. Unfortunately, in the case of abuse, that's putting the fox in charge of the henhouse. Since neither a robust nor a comprehensive solution has generally been available, we as a society have decided to go with a test known to yield inconsistent and unreliable results. We check their age. But at least it's easy to do and mostly avoids the potential for abuse. Different cultures through time have had different attitudes towards the age of majority. Someone trying to find the age of majority in a specific ancient culture might hear what feel like contradictory statements about various cultures. For example, one author might say that a father is responsible for his children as long as he's alive, while another might say that men could join the army and live mostly independently at 16. Concepts of majority aren't the same between cultures. In some cultures, parents always have some authority over their children. In others, at a specific age someone becomes a completely independent person and no longer answers to their parents at all. In some cultures, the land is always under the control of the head of the family, but children are otherwise free. In others, the land trades hands very freely, but people answer to their parents even when they acquire more and generally do better in life. I don't really have a specific solution, but I do think that it would do our society some good to rethink how we handle all of these things that we consider so basic. Too many people think that the way we do things is the right way, just because it's the way we have done it for their entire lives. Then, there are those of us that see that there's something broken up close and personal. Hopefully among us are also people who can see the solution and work to fix it. Thank you for watching my video. If you like theological and philosophical insights and deep dives into tough theological questions, rather than just the normal fluff that you will get from an apologetic channel or a normal Sunday sermon, then consider subscribing and hitting the bell. Also, if you like what you've heard here and want more, links to my blog, Amazon author page, and Zazzle products page are in the description.